The Endless Golf Podcast, brought to you by Toyota.
And welcome to another edition of the Endless Golf Podcast presented by Toyota. And joining us is a very special guest today, a guy that I've been with for a long time, the man behind the camera, and that is Ken Davis. And Kenny, it's great to have you on the podcast, and it's great to have you in front of the camera for a change.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like it, but yeah.
Well, I got to say, first of all, thank you for all you've done for me and the show Endless Golf, the Resort Video Guide, the Resort Golf Guide over the years. You do great work. You've been a great partner in this with me, and we've certainly had a great journey as well. Before we talk about Endless Golf, the Resort Golf Guide, and the Resort Video Guide, which we're a part of right now, I want to go back and talk about how you got into this crazy business.
I came out of high school, always was interested in film and television, and took a little college credits about cable television, and didn't quite do the film thing, but got a job at the TV station working camera and whatever I could do for a few years. And then I was a cameraman in the news department for years. Then I went into commercial production.
At WBOC,
At WBOC, yeah. And then I did commercial production for a while after that. Went to Richmond for a little while, came back, got another production job doing commercials, and ended up meeting my wife, who worked at 47 across the street, and she ended up working for us for 20 years as an anchor, Lisa Spicer. So that was so
Lisa
we've
Spicer
kind of been around video for a long time.
Yeah, Lisa was the anchor at WBOC for a number of years.
Yeah, 20 years, yeah.
For 20 years, so she did a great job there. I kind of grew up with Lisa on WBOC.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people say that now, but it makes us feel old. But yeah.
But it's amazing. So it really was a family affair. And I know over the years before we started working together, you did a lot of work with the Weather Channel and some other entities as well.
Yeah, I did freelance for the Weather Channel and a cop show called Real Stories of Highway Patrol. That was fun. But yeah, Mike Seidel, who was a weather guy for us, went down there, and they were just starting out, so they needed camera people when they had big storms. So for hurricanes and
so you're a little bit of a storm chaser back then.
A little bit, yeah. It was fun, but it's also exhausting. But having no place to eat or sleep.
Yeah, that's got to be very challenging. Yeah. A little different than the business that we're in now. And, of course, I guess it's been over 20 years, probably about 23 years since we've been together now. And we've had a lot of great journeys together, Kenny. Started out with Endless Golf, and you started doing that half-hour show for me back, like I said, 20-some years ago. And we used to travel quite a bit.
Took some great trips, yeah.
We've had some fond memories. And, one of the things, too, he always gives me a hard time. If you watch my show, I don't have, it's far from a perfect golf swing. I'm kind of a self-taught guy. I was an athlete growing up, playing baseball, football, basketball. I took up golf when I was 29 years old because of Tom Perlazzo, and I ended up a couple years later having my own golf show. So it's funny, sometimes we'll be shooting the show and Kenny go, you're lining up over there and the flag's over there. How far right?
It's pretty far right, but it goes down the middle usually. But there was one time where you had the Sergio waggles. You took like extra 20 seconds, and we added like 2 minutes to the show. I was like, you got to cut that out. Luckily, you cut that out. You're back to your normal swing.
It's pretty amazing. You go through things with this game, you do, and he picked it up. I don't know what happened. There was a time I just couldn't pull the trigger right away. And now, I talked about this last week, last time I was on one of my podcasts. I got a little bit of the yips, with the putter. And, it was funny watching the video, Kenny. You're looking at my putter, and I called you. I actually called him and said, hey, look at my putter going through the ball. My putter's coming through the ball, and it's actually going to the right. It's shaking and going to the right.
Normally on a show, you go, that's good, but you were like putting that 2-footer. I'm like, why is he putting a 2-footer? So,
I figure
trying to figure out your yips.
Yes, I'm trying to figure it out. If you don't putt them and you don't practice, you're not going to get through them, and it's kind of crazy. But let's talk about some of the trips we've had over the years. We've been to Palm Springs. Obviously, we had a show in Myrtle Beach for a while as well. We took a lot of trips to Myrtle Beach over the years. Did a lot of courses in Florida. Give me what you think is one of your favorite trips.
Well, Phoenix Scottsdale was my favorite. I mean, we got to play TPC Scottsdale, which was awesome, and we had great dinners and great accommodations. Everything was perfect that trip. That and Palm Springs was very nice too. And I mean, I missed the trips to Bermuda before I started the show, but and then Pinehurst was a nice one. Yeah, I got to play Pinehurst number 2. So yeah, it's been some great trips. It's always fun. You got a lot of guys with you, and we have fun.
Yeah, we used to take some of our friends and clients with us, and just make it a kind of a golf trip. Of course, Kenny and I, and usually it was either Eddie O'Malley or back in the day Marty Vaith, God rest his soul. He would travel with us, and we'd do shows in the morning and then play golf in the afternoon with all the guys.
Best job in the world.
And it was amazing. Of course, all the guys that were there, they were on vacation. We were there working, trying to make a living, and we talked about
they could stay out later.
They could stay out later. Now we had to go to bed early and get up and do the the show. It's funny. I talking about Palm Springs. We were doing the TPC at Scottsdale. We're on the 17th hole. That's one of my favorite stories of all time. Lee Trevino got a hole-in-one on that hole many, many years ago, and we're playing the golf hole. We're shooting the show. The pro hits one, and I say he only hit one. He hit one in the water. Kenny says it's two. And then he hits another one, and he jars it. He hits a hole in three, really, but we call it a hole-in-one on the show because that's what we do. And it's amazing. I ended up hitting it up there.
He hits a great shot, makes the birdie.
I make birdie. I lose the hole on TV. And he called all the guys at the shop and said, hey, I just made a hole-in-one, and when he really didn't make the hole-in-one.
We didn't say a word. No.
We didn't say anything, but that was a great. I'll never forget that golf hole for sure, because that was certainly a great time and a great story for sure. And what a beautiful golf course that was.
It was. Everywhere you go is beautiful, but I only remember that trip because I got to beat Powell and Fausto.
And that's always fun,
That's always
for
fun,
sure.
yeah.
One of the lucky things about us is we get to play golf right here in Ocean City, Maryland. We're outside the 7th green here at River Run, and we get to play a lot of great golf courses. There are a lot of great golf courses here at Ocean City, whether it's Rum Point, whether it's Lighthouse Sound, Eagles Landing. I don't care what course you choose, but Kenny, we've traveled a lot. We've been to a lot of golf courses.
It's not much better than here. No.
And I know we're a little biased because we live here, but there really are some great golf courses here.
I mean, there's probably now less than 100 courses in Myrtle Beach, but I didn't find one or two that was any better than what you get here at Ocean City or any of the courses. Yeah,
it really is. We got great courses with with bayfront views. You talk about Rum Point, Eagles Landing, and Lighthouse Sound, just beautiful views of the Ocean City skyline, Assateague Island. So we really are lucky to live here and be doing work now. Mentioning the trips, we used to travel quite a bit. We don't do that anymore. We only focus here in Ocean City, Maryland, and it's been fun because now when I take a golf trip, I can actually enjoy it. I can actually play golf and enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right, Kenny, we're going to take a quick break. Come back. We'll talk more about Endless Golf, the Resort Golf Guide, and some new stuff that we're doing. So stay with us.
And now a word from our sponsor.
I love a good adventure, and my friends and family do too. So we all drive Toyotas. Tacomas for my rugged buds, and Corollas for my city crew. And I drive a RAV4 that I take camping, shopping, and basically everywhere else. We all picked our Toyotas because they're reliable and efficient and have amazing resale value, saving us money now and down the road. So we can make every day an adventure. Check out buyatoyota.com for deals and inventory. Toyota, let's go places.
And welcome back to the Endless Golf Podcast presented by Toyota. Staying with me is my good friend and a guy that's been with me for over 20 years, Ken Davis. And Ken, you're the guy behind the camera, and you've seen a lot of crazy things over the years. And one of the questions that I get asked the most, and I'm sure you get asked this question as well, is do you do that on one take? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Most of the time. But both myself and the golf professional, sometimes it takes more than one take. And obviously we do that because we don't want to spend more and more time hitting bad shots.
Well, that's why I'm amazed that that for 20 years I can hit as many shots as I want, but yet you still grind, try to think you're hit because you said the name of your book's going to be hit your second shot first,
right?
Because if you did that, it'd be a great easy game, but you still try to hit the first shot perfect.
Yeah, you try to make the best swing that you can.
Yeah.
No, but the fact that knowing that you can do it over. Imagine playing the game of golf and knowing that you could hit it over if you hit a bad shot. Yeah. It certainly makes it a lot easier, no question.
I'd like to play like that.
And then, we have some fun things on the putting green sometimes when we do over the years, we miss a putt that we should make. Sometimes I kind of mess up my words or whatever so I can putt it over.
Well, that's what I would tell the pros. I said, look, if you don't like the putt, just goof up what you're saying. We'll have to retake it, and then they can make the putt.
Absolutely. And to our golf professionals out there, over the years we've done a really great job of meeting a lot of great people, and they are really, really, most of the golf professionals are used to being on camera because they speak in public quite a bit. Some have struggled more than others.
They're not all used to playing, though. Some of them work hard and never get to play
Absolutely,
much,
and that's the biggest thing, Kay. It's a great point. The guys don't really get a chance to play much golf, or the girls that are PGA professionals. They just don't. And so now it's a chance for them to get out on the golf course. And I think they really enjoy doing an episode of Endless Golf for sure.
Get out of the office, play a couple holes, have fun. Yeah.
Absolutely, and highlighting the golf course is always fun. We got to tip our hat to now Eddie O'Malley, who works with us as well. He's our camera guy. He's traveled with us over the last probably 10 years or so. and he's been a big part of what we do with Endless Golf. But let's talk about the Resort Video Guide, something that I've been a part of, I guess, since 2000, and we really have focused this year on doing some new things there to make the channel even better. And we started a new show called Maryland's Coast Adventures. It's hosted by Dawn Eamon. Unseen Productions, the folks who do Hooked on OC, is producing that. Kenny's helping with that as well, and that's really been a great addition to the Resort Video Guide. It also airs outside the market, Kenny, as you know, up in AT&T Sportsnet up in Pittsburgh, and then also in Masson in the Mid-Atlantic, and that's been a fun show to be a part of.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's showing Ocean City it's the best. Besides the golf, you got all these other things you can do. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, we're 6 episodes in. I've had the chance to go canoeing down the Pocomoke River. I had a chance to.
I got to watch Dawn jump out of a plane.
You got to watch Dawn. Yeah, you got to watch Dawn jump out of a plane. Play putt-putt the other night. We got a chance to paddleboard last year. Ride bikes on the boardwalk.
We attempted the turkey hunt, but so far we haven't got one.
Yeah, we hadn't. They went out. You and Dawn went out on the turkey hunt. wasn't the best thing. Didn't see any turkeys. But we're going to try to get back to that next turkey season for sure. Looking forward, Kenny. I don't know how much longer we can do this. We hope for a long, long time.
Well, we're still young.
We're still young. We feel that way. We don't have to travel quite as much, which is a good thing, and we get to do our stuff and focus on Ocean City, Maryland. So I just want to say, for me, thank you again for your partnership and what I've been doing. And obviously, we couldn't do it without all of our sponsors, the town of Ocean City, Toyota, obviously a big part of that. Pam's Golf has been a big integral part of the golf here in Ocean City, Maryland as well. And we've had a wonderful time. You talked about some of those trips and the fact that we got to take a lot of friends and clients along the way, and those will certainly last a lifetime for sure.
No, they were great memories. I met a lot of people now. They're all friends and see them playing golf all the time. So yeah, it's fun. Just saw a couple the other day.
Absolutely. Well, Ken Davis Productions, VTV Productions, a great part of our business together. And I just want to say thank you for working with me all these years. It's been a pleasure.
It's been fun working with you.
Until next time, from the Endless Golf Podcast, I'm Bobby Vermillion for Ken Davis. I'll see you next time.
The Endless Golf Podcast has been brought to you by Toyota.